Hi everyone, in this video we are going to see about EC2 and how to create an instance in AWS Console. Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 is one of the important services of AWS. We can create virtual server in a network, configure security and storage using EC2 service. We can also scale up and down the EC2 instances with the help of auto scaling groups. Let's create an instance now. Open your AWS console and search for EC2. Click on the EC2 service. And now you can see there is no instances running in the account and no placement groups, no volumes, no dedicated host, no keypads, and you can see only one security group is there, which is created by default when the account is created. Let's create an instance. Click on this launch instance button. Launch instance. Now you have this launch instance page. Give a name for your instance. I'm giving it a sample 1. If you scroll down, you can see the option to select AMI. AMI is the pre-configured template, consists of OS and other packages. You can see variety of AMIs over here: Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Windows, Red Hat and SUSE Linux. I'm selecting Amazon Linux 2 as it falls under free tier. And if you scroll down, you can select an instance type over here. Each instance type offers different compute, memory and storage capabilities. You have to select an instance type based on your requirement. Now I am selecting T2.micro as it falls under free tier. You can see it has 1 vPCU and 1 GB of memory. And then you have to create a keypad to SSH into the instance. It's a security credential that used to prove our identity when connecting to EC2. Click on create new keypad and give a name for your keypad. I'm just giving sample key, and you can select the format to download the key. I'm selecting PPK, create keypad. Now you can see the PPK file is downloaded to my local system. I can use it to access this instance once it is created. And here in the network setting, we have to configure the networks. You can see it already has the default VPC, and I will select one of the subnet, and here you can see auto assign public IP is already enabled. We can enable the public IP to access the instance over the internet. If you don't have any requirement to access the instance over the internet, you can disable it. I'm just enabling this IP. Now we have to create a security group. This security group acts as a firewall for the instance. We can restrict the access through the security group rules. I'm renaming it as sample security group, maybe sample SG, and the description. The security group inbound rule, you can select the type of access you need to allow for this particular instance. I'm allowing SSH from anywhere over the internet. If you want to restrict the source type to a particular IP, you can select custom and you can configure the IP. I'm just giving anywhere. Description is SSH from anywhere. Yeah. And in configure storage, you have to configure the storage for the instance. Now you can see by default it is showing 8 GB of GB2 as a root volume. Root volume is the volume where the instance stores its OS and the boot informations. If you want to add any additional volume, you can add it by clicking add new volume. Then in advanced details, you can see if you want this instance as a spot, instance you can check it, but I'm going to create on demand, so I'm not checking it. And if you want to join this instance to any domain, you can select it if it is configured in this AD. I'm not going to create any IAM profile. We can have this advanced details settings as default and launch the instance. So it's launching now. We can click on view all instance to see our instance. The instance state is pending. Now you can see the instance is in running state. The status check is initializing. AWS do some status check in the instances while it is running. Once the check is passed, we can connect to the instance. Now the status check is 2 by 2 passed. You can see our instance details by checking this instance. And here you can see the details: instance ID, the IP, private IP, and the instance type is t2.micro, subnet ID, AMA ID, and you can see the security details here. Security group which we created, and the inbound rule and the outbound rules. And in the network tab you can see the network details, and in the storage tab you can see the storage disk informations. We have only one volume ID as a root. And in the status check you can see system status check and instance status check is passed. And in the monitoring you can see the CPU utilization of the server status checks, network parameters and disk parameters. And now we can connect to the instance through putty. For that, open the putty, click on SSH, then auth, select the private key which we created while creating the instance. Then click on session EC2-user@. Now you have to give the public IP of the instance. Just pasting it here. Click on open. Accept. Now we logged into the server. You can install your packages and applications here. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in next video.